I want to talk to you today about how the coronavirus is going to impact you as a freelance designer. For those of you that don't know my story, I started my freelance career when I was 24, but after a few years I pivoted into the commercial market and I was freelancing and working for commercial design companies. And in early 2009, the GFC hit, and the company that I was working for, I was the design manager, went into administration, and I had to make a decision on whether or not I was going to go out and try to find work in a really volatile market, or whether I was going to go and start freelancing again. And I made the decision to go out and start freelancing this time for the commercial market. I knew that I had to do things a little bit differently because this time I was going out into a very different marketplace. So the first thing I did was I found a friend that had an office with a spare desk, and he was a project manager. Now at the time I didn't have any clients, so I didn't have any money and I couldn't offer to pay him rent, but what I could offer were my services that I thought could be of value to his business. So I went and offered him 10 hours worth of work a week where he could offer design services to his clients, things like planning or color and material selection, and in return I got to work, I got a desk from his office and I got to work from his office. The other thing obviously that did was it created opportunity for us to do more joint projects together, and when the bigger projects did come along, either for himself or for myself, we actually would collaborate and we would work on those projects together and do design and project management. The other person that was working in his office was a photographer. And so again, trying to think about the value that I could bring as a designer, I approached him and said, hey, if you ever get any projects or shoots that you need a stylist for, I'd happily go and style for free. And in return, would you be open to photographing some of my projects as I complete them so that I could start building up my commercial portfolio? I also had to really think about how to leverage my time. I was coming from working as a design manager with 10 designers that I could run an idea by and have it brainstormed and researched. This now was just me on my own. So I was doing everything from running the business to actually running the projects. So I had to be really clever about how I leveraged my time. So I contacted all of my trusty suppliers and I would give them a design intent for my projects. So instead of me having to spend hours either in showrooms sourcing through materials or even online, I would give them a quick brief and then say, I know that you've got this type of material. This is kind of what I'm looking for. Can you put a couple of schemes together for me? So I was using my suppliers in what they do every day and what they do best, and I was leveraging that to help save some time. So the reason I'm telling you this story isn't so that I can gloat and tell you that I managed my freelance career through the GFC. It's so that I can give you some strategies in moving forward with your freelance career in this really uncertain time that we're facing. So here are a couple of tips. The first one is really understand the value that you can bring as a designer to your very extensive range of contacts. We've got so many social media platforms and we've got potentially thousands of contacts and followers. How can you leverage those? Go through and actually see if there's anyone that you could potentially offer services to or offer value to, and in return, is there something that they could do for you? So really for me, number one is about leveraging your contacts, but really it's about collaboration. So without collaboration, we're not going to get through this. We need to start working together. The other tip for you is really to use technology to your advantage. So, okay, we can't get out potentially and meet our clients face to face. At the moment, we can still use the post, which is wonderful. So mail or courier samples to your clients so that while you're actually having a meeting with them virtually, that they can touch and feel their materials. There's really no reason at the moment that you can't keep working as you normally would, potentially besides being on site, but at the moment we still can be. But there's no reason why you can't continue to working as you normally would, but leveraging technology and doing what we do via technology. I know that this is scary times, and I get that you're probably thinking this is the worst time to start my freelance career or my design business. But the truth is that you could really use this time to implement the back end of your business that you otherwise wouldn't have had time to do if you were busy working on projects. So spend the time creating content, work out your marketing strategy, your social media content, really start making contacts with all of your database of people and reach out. You use technology to do so. You know, message, email, FaceTime them, do whatever you need to do to get in front of people because life will get back to normal. And I know it doesn't feel like that at the moment, but it will. And when it does, you want to have kept momentum and not lost the opportunity to keep moving forward. We are here. I am here. I know that things are scary and you might not even know how to move forward. If you need any advice or just an ear of someone that knows what you're going through, and I feel the same way, my business is just as much exposed as all of yours. Shout out, let's talk and see where we can kind of brainstorm together and come up with some strategies if you're feeling stuck. Stay safe and well and healthy, and hopefully the next time I get to see you will be face to face.